Welcome to Crow Inclined, here today with a daily energetic check-in. I am using the Weeds and Witches Oracle for our card of focus. And that card is number 19, Stay in the Wonder. I'm going to bring that image a little closer. Isn't that beautiful? Stay in the Wonder. Now, this card represents the country witch. Okay. And the country witch teaches that allowing yourself to be amazed and in that place of wonder is a revolutionary act. Okay? It's a revolutionary act. And, you know, that observing a leaf opening or a pumpkin growing, those are pumpkins here, or flowers attracting butterflies, like this is a way to stay alive and in wonder. Right? By observing the mystical, magical of nature unfolding. So move towards that when it arrives. Move towards that beauty when it's in your path, and stay there. Like stay with it. Okay. To really see is a form of knowledge, and wonder is considered the first form of cultivation. From that, every gesture that nourishes, every choice that is rooted in reality, that can produce dreams, is born. All right? Honor all the beauty around you. Move towards it. Sit with it. Right? The more you acknowledge it, the more you see it, the more it crosses your path, the more you begin to leave your path and search for it. Right? Which leads to new and exciting paths. So this is a really, really beautiful card. Sorry, I just moved my table there. It's a beautiful card. Stay in the wonder. Look at the wonder around. Observe the wonder around. You know, there are probably things around you that you had never considered in that way. All right. So this is really about opening the eyes and cultivating more of this sort of mystical, magical awe and wonder into your everyday. Right. We all need a little bit of that, don't we? We do. We do. All right, I am using the Witch of the Forest Tarot Magic deck today. For this, we're gonna dig into this message a little bit more. I want to thank everyone so much for being here. Thank you for your patience. I took a couple of days off over the weekend. I just needed to refill my cup. You know, it's been kind of a wild ride. And my goal obviously is to be here for you, but sometimes in order to do that, I gotta take care of me. So happy to be here with you on your journey. Honored to be able to bring you these messages. I hope you are all doing well. I feel like the summer season is starting to ramp up a little bit. You know, I'm hoping to bring a little bit more fun into my life. It's pretty much just been work and school and sleeping. So it was nice to be able to just go and walk, walk the beach this weekend, which I did. And I love hunting for rocks and shells and looking for seals and whales and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thank you again. I really appreciate you being here. And keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective, all right? If it doesn't feel like it's for you, then it's probably not for you. Okay, right out of the gate, we have the Five of Swords. This is a card of fighting, winning at all cost, right? Fives are breakthrough, so someone's walking away from this battle. This is the nature of, and a lot of times we forget what we're fighting for, right? We forget what we're fighting for. It just becomes all about the battle, all right? So this is the nature of, and we're going to see how this relates to this stay in the wonder energy, right? In your energy, you are showing up as the Hierophant. So this is about tradition, societal norms. This is how it's done energy, right? It can be ceremonial. It can be, there's a lot of wisdom with the Hierophant as well. So don't get me wrong. But traditionally, the Hierophant represents the control over how a civilization is meant to be how do I say that? And it is ruled or governed by religious groups. Okay. So this is interesting. This is interesting because with Stay in the Wonder, we're talking about sort of stepping outside of the lines and paying attention to more of the wonder and beauty around us. So this Hierophant energy can kind of be strict sometimes, right? So maybe you're too rigid in what's going on. We're gonna get there, okay? I'm just giving different aspects of this energy of this card because it is in your energy, and right now it's meant to be understood. All right. Let's keep going. Maybe staying in that energy is too fighty, right? Maybe that's why we have this fight card coming up for you. Keep in mind the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit is the seeker. All right. Maybe you're paying too much attention to certain situations around you, and we know that we have the answers within us, right? So maybe it is time for you to go within. You know, stop this fight. Stop the fight with whoever this is and go within. The answers that you seek are within. Interesting. Stay in the wonder. Maybe it's time to be in the wonder about you, right? Let's keep going here. You know, that Hierophant for me also kind of represents, you know, past life energy, past life wisdoms that we carry with us, our connection to the Akashic records. It can be any of those things. So, you know, maybe if you're feeling differently right now, maybe there's some sort of pull from the Akashic records. Maybe there's a familiarity that is bubbling up within you that is from a past life. I mean, it's important, I believe, to pay attention to those things. If you're feeling a little weird or different, or you're having a thought and you're like, I have no idea where that came from, maybe you do, actually, right? Okay, under that Five of Swords, we have the King of Swords coming up. Intelligence, good communication. This is very fast-moving energy too. There's a lot of truth and honor, right? Carrying the truth, the sword of truth in his hand right here. Cutting to the truth, staying in logic. Okay. That's interesting. It's coming out underneath that. I mean, when you reach this level of maturity around sword energy, right? This doesn't happen, right? Because there's logic in dealing with the truth of matters. It doesn't always have to be this giant fight. Okay. I think sometimes there's a lot of emotion with this Five of Swords, with this winning at all cost. But when we reach the level of the King of Swords, that is not the issue. There's a detachment from the emotional aspect of whatever you're fighting for. Okay. So you might be moving from this 5 directly into the energy of this King. Something clicked for you, or something is clicking for you about understanding that that fight is no longer, right? It's time to walk away from that fight. Wow, and your energy is the Emperor as well. What the heck is going on? Are you a leader? Are you a boss? Are you a teacher, a mentor? Right, with that Hierophant. Are people coming to you for answers? Are people coming to you for answers? People are coming to you for answers. Yes, I know I'm repeating it because there's something in that. I'm supposed to repeat that for someone. Okay, and with both the Hierophant and the Emperor energy, like, you are on solid ground for helping others. How are you helping others? How are you helping others? The Emperor, you know, sits on this throne and rules the realm with maturity and wisdom because he's mastered the realm of all 4 kings. Okay, very, very well-balanced energy. Sometimes can be a little cut off, right? Or a little detached. But regardless, is a very, very sound ruler. Okay, so you have both of these in your energy. So maybe how are you ruling? How are you helping people? You're helping people, definitely. I think you're meant to direct them back to the awe and wonder of the world for some of their questions. You know, maybe while you're in this energy, you've been kind of in this fight. This is an interesting reading. Wow, and we have the King of Cups. Keep in mind, in relation to that King of Swords, keep in mind, we have the King of Cups. This is incredible. So you're meant to have a balance of head and heart, okay? And that's really, you know, the Emperor here is a lot about that kind of balance. Compassion and love, having compassion and love and understanding for your fellow human beings, right? It is a balance of compassion and truth and honor, and love. Stay in the wonder. Maybe this is an interesting shift that you're going through, right? And rather than get too sort of clinical about it, or sterile, I think of the white lab coats and whatever, you know, maybe stepping away from that scientific kind of approach to what's going on and stepping and staying in the wonder. Like, you can be an observer of what the shift that you're going through right now. You can be an observer and sort of have this awe and wonder of a child like energy while you're sort of watching it and going through this experience. Okay, it doesn't have to be, you know, super over drama. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to put you in a sort of a victim state. It may not even be a horrible thing, right? But sometimes when things happen to us that we're not prepared for, we can be like, why me? What was me? Why me? And that's not what you're meant to do. That's not what you're meant to do right now. You're meant to stay in the awe and wonder of what is happening to you, because you have reached a level here in your energy with the Hierophant and the Emperor. Okay, that doesn't mean that things are going to stop happening to you or around you, or you're going to be in situations or meet certain people or groups or whatever. You're still going to. And you're going to want to rule it in a little more of a strict way. And this energy is saying, don't do that. Stay in the awe and wonder. Follow the mystical, magical, because it's going to take you somewhere. It's going to show you something. It's going to allow you to pass that message on. Okay? Under that King of Swords, we have the Five of Pentacles. You've got two fives there. So a Five of Pentacles is about feeling left out in the cold, okay? It's about turning your back on a situation that was actually safe, stable, and secure for you, because you understood that it wasn't in alignment with you. I mean, it's super easy to stay in a situation that takes care of us. People do it all the time. They stay in situations that are financially beneficial, that feel safe and secure, even though the heart is screaming for something else, right? Our soul is like, this isn't in alignment with me, but right now it's easy for me to stay in the situation. So the Five is walking away from that. The Five is a very courageous card. Now, typically this will put us into sort of a struggle mode, struggle and hardship. But in a way, you were kind of in it already, okay? Fives are breakthroughs, and so you're going to be walking away from this hardship energy. You're not going to be feeling left out in the cold for much longer, if that's exactly where you're at. I like that. And then, yeah, we're walking away from the fight. We're walking away from perceived security. There's a plan here. There's a plan with that King of Swords. There's a plan here. It may be uncomfortable. Stay in the awe and the wonder of the process, because you're going somewhere, okay? You're going to have, yeah, look at you and your energy. Yeah, you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make. I like this card. I know some people say, oh, she's blocking, distracting from what needs to be done. I don't think that's always the case. I feel like with this incredibly mature wisdom energy in your energy showing up for you, that you're really going within. There's your hermit seeker. You're really going within and you're trusting your own gut on what to do, what move to make next, right? This is going to be you walking away from this fighty fight situation. It's going to be you stepping into truth and logic. It's going to be you walking away from a struggle and a hardship. Okay. So you have a decision to make, and you're working on it right now. I can see that. I can see that in your energy that you've got that. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Okay. Stay in the wonder. I'm going to keep saying it. Under that King of Cups, we have the Three of Wands. So yeah, taking action on plans for how you want your world to look. I think that you've been maybe working on it with others. Maybe that's why that fight it's time to walk away from, because this is your world. You're taking action on some plans that you've made. Now, this can also be travel. It can be crossing water. Maybe you're going to move. I'm not sure. Waiting for your ship to come in. Whatever it is, there is movement here. This is a card of action. Okay, you're taking action. Walking away from this feeling of being left out in the cold, walking away from the hardship and the struggle. This, to me, is a card of possibility for you. This is a card of freedom, in a sense, right? Because you are building your world the way that you want to build it. I like this character, how they're looking out across the water. Like it feels like there's a lot of hope and possibility with this card for you. So you're stepping away from the old, you're moving into the new. The energy is really, I mean, you are showing up as wise and mature in this. You've got it. You've got this. You've got what you need to make this decision. But you're also walking away from this old energy, right? You are shifting immensely here. I think there's a huge understanding with all of this in your energy. There's a huge understanding that this can no longer go on. No more fighting, no more hardship. Looking forward to the future, okay? Stay in the wonder. Look at the beauty around you. This is really important for you right now. Chariot, overcoming obstacles, moving forward. Love the water here. Wow, this is interesting. Water, water, water. Water, water. There's something, water, yeah. Water, there's a lot of water here. I live by the water, so. Overcoming obstacles, yeah. There's progress when the Chariot card pops up. So this is probably something that you've been maybe dealing with for a while, that you're working through now, because you've reached a certain level of wisdom and maturity. Don't be afraid to dip into that into those Akashic records, okay? Don't be afraid to sort of dip into your own inner wisdom, right? With that Hermit card coming up for you. And we have the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of mastery, first of all. There's something that you've mastered that you want to either present to an audience, okay? Or this is something, a project that is going to be successful that you need to collaborate on. So maybe you need some help moving it to the next level, okay? But this does relate directly to your material world abundance, right? The foundation under your feet, the groundedness that we experience when we have enough money to cover our expenses and allow us to explore our world. Okay. Yeah, you might need, this is it's a card of collaboration, but it is also a card of you presenting. So let's just keep looking at this here. Yeah. You have the Ace of Cups coming out. This is a new beginning for you in love and relationships and magic and fun and wonder and awe. So here we are. There's something about that for you that is going to open something in you. It's going to This is important. Staying in the wonder, staying in the awe and the wonder as you're moving through this is going to be really important. It's going to fill your cup. If you've been feeling too tired or whatever, or, you know, it's going to fill your cup. We have the World card coming out. So this is completing a cycle. You're completing a cycle. I can totally see that in the card. You're ready to jump into something new, transmute that energy, shift and your energy has shifted. It's going from this fighting and this feeling left out in the cold to the energy of possibilities and your cup overflowing. Okay. It's a pretty quick transition there. Very, very quick transition. All right. Well, this is your message for today. I want to thank everyone so much for being here. Hit that thumbs up button if any of this resonated with you. Share with your besties. Feel free to hype it up. I would love that. Leave a comment. I do read them all. I don't always have the opportunity to respond, but I do read them. Okay. It'd be nice to start a little community thread here. Yeah. And I will see you next time. Bye.